joined today by Keren Paterson, Managing Director of Trigg Mining. Keren, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David.
It's been an exciting time for Trigg. Newly listed, or in recent years listed, but have hit the ground running and have already started to deliver big results, not just for the company, but its shareholders.
Oh, absolutely. We listed 2 years ago this month. We hadn't set foot on this project. We'd done all the work thinking it was going to be the game changer that it is, and everything that we've done since has. And in 2 years, we've made the discovery, announced the resource, and completed a scoping study.
You've been busy.
Yep.
What have been some of the highlights of the scoping study?
Well, it's looking like it has the potential to be a long life, initial mine life of 21 years, top 10 global producer. So it's a really significant project and we're really excited to take it forward.
And even more importantly, your price assumptions were set on what were probably quite conservative numbers at the time, but the price has just shot through the roof and is expected to continue. What does that mean to the economics?
Well, really substantial actually. Just changes on the revenue side really go straight through to the bottom line. And what we're seeing in the last 6 months, when we originally set our price target, expecting on average for the last many years, it was quite consistent, about $550 a tonne. It's now up around $800 a tonne. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens globally, but there seems to be this real drive around agricultural products and then agricultural inputs that are all on this boom ride.
COVID caused disruption to global supply chains. So all of a sudden everyone went from I can get my product from everywhere to I need to make sure it's close to home. Are you seeing that impact on your product and potentially discussions you're having with partners?
Yeah, it's incredibly important. Australia, for example, imports all of its potash, both muriate and sulphate, which is the product that we're looking to produce. And we can't produce food without it. It exists in every living cell. As humans, we need 4,700 milligrams per day in our diet, and we get that from our food. And our food needs to get that from somewhere. And with depleting quality of arable land and the nutrients in the soil just no longer available because we've already taken them out for last year's food, we need to keep putting fertiliser back in the ground. So the world's food is attributable, 50% of the world's food is attributable to mineral fertilisers. So we just have to have more fertiliser to produce more food as we continue and expand the world population. So the reliability on those supply chains is incredibly important for agricultural output.
And now, through your scoping study, you've identified an initial mine life of plus 20 years. That stability of production, should you get to that stage, which we all believe you will, that stability is going to be really important for offtake discussions and partner discussions.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at having a nameplate capacity of about 245,000 tonnes per annum. So that makes it quite a large project. As I said, top 10 global project just in Lake Throstle. We've also got additional projects there at Lake Yeo, 35 kilometres to the south on the same paleo channel interpreted as Throstle, so it could be another repeat of Throstle. And as we explore that and build up our base and include the exploration target we have at Throstle, all of this upside, we look like we'll have something quite substantial out there for a long period of time. Again, incredibly important for off-takers.
What's the plan from here? You've delivered a very robust scoping study.
Yep.
Now is it exploration, development, a mixture of all of those things?
Mixture of all of those things. We need to start on, we have already started on the pre-feasibility study for Throstle, and part of that is getting the environmental approvals underway, which we've already started this year. We've already started with the baseline surveys in April, just finishing them up now in spring. Need to keep working on that because that is a critical path to building a project in Western Australia. And then it's things like getting out there and doing some more pump testing, more chemistry testing, so more evaporation trials, because this isn't a traditional mine. This is pumping brine and solar evaporation, and also using solar energy too to produce this really natural product. So making sure that we de-risk this at every point and learn the lessons of those that are going ahead of us to make sure that we build the right project the first time.
ESG has clearly become a focus of investors and the wider market in recent times. This project clearly has strong ESG credentials.
It really does, and it fits the purpose of Trigg. When I started Trigg many years ago, without knowing what project I was even looking at, the purpose is to build mines communities can be proud of. And in doing that and exploring and looking for the right project, this sulphate of potash connects on every level for me. So the first part, when we look at the exploration side of it and the production side of it, we're not even interrupting the geological deposition. The minerals are still being concentrated in the system. We're harvesting the water that is sustainably harvested from the resource, and then using solar energy to evaporate the product. And we've also got a portion of our energy production on site coming from solar, and we'll be looking at further ways to absolutely drill down on that carbon footprint for the project. The product itself as well is also increases sustainability of agriculture. There are two types of potash. One's muriate, this is sulphate of potash. Muriate's 50% chloride, and that contributes to the salinity in the soils and it's quite poisonous to many crops. Where sulphate of potash is only 2 of the 4 macronutrients that plants need, potassium and sulphur, and no detrimental elements. So it increases sustainability and the health of soils as well, because you're not adjusting the pH. So it's sustainable mining and sustainable agriculture, which to me ticks a lot of those boxes on ESG.
Have only been listed 2 years, but have delivered a significant amount at both the project and the shareholder level, a clear path forward.
Yep.
Production is the focus, but exploration is the upside. Exciting times ahead for Trigg and its shareholders. Keren, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David.